is spending $500 million to train soldiers to fight underground. This is from military.com. They want to train soldiers to fight underground. Why would they do that? Wouldn't have anything to do with the deep underground military bases, would it? The things that don't exist, the things that are just a conspiracy theory. You know, we have things like a strange earthquake in an area that doesn't have earthquake faults, and when it's at a very shallow level, and when it doesn't have the seismic footprint of a natural earthquake, but it looks like a spike like you would have with a man-made explosion, a nuclear explosion at a very low level. Remember when that happened on the East Coast, close to Washington? And then not too long after that, there was another similar event. Same kind of impulse. When you look at the seismic envelope, it's an impulse. It doesn't ramp up like a natural earthquake. And also done at a level that you typically see man-made things done, not as a deep a level as you would see with a natural earthquake. A lot of people said, hey, maybe something is going on in Washington and with the CIA West headquarters out near Denver. Maybe something is happening with that. Because when we look at the underground testing from the North Koreans, we can instantly recognize a nuclear weapon test underground versus an earthquake. And then, of course, the nuclear underground test in North Korea subsequently created an earthquake. And we can tell the difference between the two by looking at the seismic thing. But don't look at the seismic envelope in Washington or Denver. No. There's nothing happening underground. And there's no deep underground bases. And then military.com has an interview with the guy. Says, this training circular is being published to provide urgently needed guidance to plan and execute training for units operating in subterranean environments, according to the document. They said small unit training in subterranean environments. That was published in November of 2017. They said, though prepared through an urgent development process, it is authorized for immediate implementation. Yeah, we got to get there right away and start training to fight underground in these non-existent bases. Now they say, we're going to be fighting in the cities and in the mega cities. And of course, there's going to be subways and sewers in mega cities. So we got to brush up on all that stuff. Yeah, maybe that's all it is. But then that also begs the question is why they're working so hard to fight in the cities, isn't it? Into developed cities. That was the thing that Joe Biggs and I, we went to that asymmetrical warfare base inside Camp AP Hill. And the lady that was there, it's a place where they go to train. And the lady that was there let us in. And we broadcast out live on the Alex Jones Show. We were there for several hours, just walking through this city, a replica of Americana, because you train to fight where you're going to fight. I mean, look at all the different military training exercises to fight in the cities and so forth, and there's other military bases where they train to fight in suburban and rural areas. It looked just like America. We stood there on the corner of 1st and Main Street and said, this is kind of creepy that our government is training to fight in our cities.